corrupt. They see intelligence. They see my photo. They see a cool picture that makes them think of success and makes them feel smart and intelligent as soon as they enter the group. That's a good selling point. Next, today, one thing that can help you guys is you're going to have two sources of professional photos. So you'll be able to get them taken upstairs, and I'll be bringing professional photographer friends for my magazine, Shift Advanced Life Design. I'll be covering this event, so be sure to get your photos taken upstairs with both sources, and make sure you get some pictures with other people around you. What this does is it subconsciously tells your audience that you're connected, vibrant, and relevant. Use this for your social media marketing. Now, the third thing, very, very fast, is if you guys want more media appearances, this is a perfect opportunity for you. I'm going to be interviewing people. I'm going to be showing them in my magazine, writing about this. But you also have Dave Daly, who does a live show. You have Bryce, who has podcast connections. And lastly, my final suggestion for you, I want you to think about something. Half of Australia is in this room. Okay? Now, we can see them as fashionably conscious, wonderful storytellers that love pizza. That's what I've learned. But I see them as gateways to your international following. So if you get a chance, talk to Jen, Dink, Gordon, Darren, and Vanessa. Cross-promote them. They'll do the same for you. Build them an American following. They will really build you an international following. Thank you.
And all the things that you're promoting, and also definitely connect with him over there. So we're gonna move right into this. Are you all ready for even more? Can I hear you? How many of you think positively? Think positive? Okay. How many of you want to take that positivity and make a positive impact on other people's lives? Yes? Can I hear yes? Yeah. Okay, well, our next speaker has written a book. It's called Extraordinary. It's for anyone searching for the tools to make a more positive impact in their lives. We all want that, yes? Okay, this is my Jersey boy. This is my fellow guy here. Please welcome Cornell Thomas.
Thank you, Mom. I remember sitting in Miss Lagala's class in the 3rd grade. I remember Miss Lagala because she was my first adult crush. I used to have daydreams of us running away together, living off of Little Debbie's and Capri Suns. So, needless to say, whenever this woman spoke, I listened. So we're sitting in class one day, and she tells us, class, get out a piece of paper and a pen and write down the answer to this question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm sitting there with this pit in my stomach because I know that I'm in freaking 3rd grade. All I want to do is eat sugar and do cartwheels. What is my future wife talking about? And I look around, and every single classmate of mine is writing like this. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the hell do they have their lives figured out? And so 5 minutes go by. My beautiful future wife says, all right, class, it's almost time. And my best friend in the world was this kid by the name of Howard Wong. He also doubled as my math cheat. And I did what any 3rd grader that doesn't know the answer to something would do. I cheated. I looked at Howard's paper, and Howard wrote down that he wanted to be a scientist. So I wrote down that I wanted to be a freaking scientist. And me and Howard wanted to be the first scientists ever in the history of public school #1 in Passaic, New Jersey. And when you're in 3rd grade, especially where I'm from, if you can write your name, you get a sticker. The problem is, as I got older, that question followed me. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? It's like every teacher just handed their syllabus to the next teacher. So every year I made up something different. I was like a police officer, a unicorn tamer, a lion whisperer. I was just being super creative. I think I was every village person by the time I got to 8th grade. Even the English. You guys don't know who the village people are, YMCA, Google it, you'll figure it out. And then, when I was a sophomore in high school, something happened. I realized I've been drifting through my childhood without any passion. My father, Bobby Thomas, was a police officer in the city of St. New Jersey. I found out later on he did just some amazing things in the city. They named the street after him about 5 years ago. But he passed away from cancer when I was 3 years old. So I didn't have a relationship with my father. I didn't know my father. All I had were memories. And when you're growing up, young boys want to be like their dad. I hope one day my little son Bryce wants to be like me. Well, not all of me, but some of me, like me up here on stage. And when I was 16, my mom used to bring us to this town called Bird's Nest, Virginia. Don't look it up on a map. You won't be able to find it. My mom's a country girl. And we used to go to Bird's Nest, Virginia, and sit there for a week doing nothing. Like absolutely nothing. Bird's Nest, Virginia is from me to my man right there. I'm related to every person in Bird's Nest, Virginia. So that means every girl that I see, that's my cousin. This ain't Game of Thrones. That's not cool. And so one of these fun-filled days, me, my brother, and my sister were sitting there, I think, counting the tiles or watching grass grow or something. And I look under my cousin's bed, and this dude has like 100 newspapers. And that's weird. So I pick up the first newspaper, and there's a picture of my cousin dunking a basketball. And it says, Carlos Taylor scores 27 points in win. I started freaking out. Because I had no idea they put kids in the newspaper, let alone the front of the newspaper. And that's my cousin. He just beat me up last week. It's amazing. So I read every single article for that week. And then on my cousin's wall were 50 senior pictures of the hottest girls I've ever seen in my life. And I read the back of those too, and they really liked him. So I started doing really short math. If I play basketball, not only would I be famous, but I might actually get a date. And the Cornell back then, 16-year-old Cornell, had that eraser haircut that they're trying to bring back, unfortunately. And there was a rapper called MC Hammer. And this cat had the big parachute pants. So just picture, eraser haircut, polka dot. So I wanted to really go at it. Polka dot parachute pants. And my mustache barely connected. Needless to say, I was in a lot of friend zones. Girls were giving me a ton of high fives. I wasn't getting no dates. And so when I got home to New Jersey, I went downstairs in the basement. I found this Pizza Hut rubber ball. I walked 3 miles to the nearest court, and I said, it's on. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to get a date. Here we go, baby. I throw the ball over the freaking hoop, and it rolls down the hill. So I'm like, oh, maybe it rained last week or something. Wipe my hands off, get the ball again. Throw the ball over the hoop, it goes down the hill. I do that for 2 more hours. Then I realized something. I suck at basketball. And when you're a 6'4" black guy and you suck at basketball, that shit don't match. And as I'm sitting there trying to figure out why I exist, this little 5'8" Korean guy comes walking out of the woods towards the court. I'm not trying to make you laugh. I swear to God. Walking out of the woods. And he comes up to me and says, hello, my name is Ray. Do you want me to show you how to shoot a basketball? Here's the visual. 6'4" black guy, 5'8" little Korean guy. He's gonna show me how to play basketball. What the? I will later find out that he wasn't just some creepy guy hanging out by the woods. His house was there. Thank God. He didn't have like a van with no windows, like, you want some candy? Let's roll. And so for the next 2 hours, Ray showed me how to properly shoot a basketball. And when Ray left, I still sucked. But I was a little less suckier than when he came. And what Ray did for me changed the course of my life. Ray gave me something that's more valuable than anything we have in our pockets. Ray gave me his time. And he planted a seed in my head of belief. We all have gardens up here, whether you want to admit it or not. And whatever you plant is going to grow. So if you say to yourself every morning, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm ugly, blah, 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 you're right. You're 100% right. But if you say the opposite, you're 100% right. Because what you believe, what you tell your subconscious is going to continue to grow. Woo. And so, okay, let's do this. Love it. I'll have to drop the mic on that, but I don't want to break it. I don't want to owe Manny money. So my junior year comes, and I tell my mom, Mom, I'm going to try out for the basketball team. My mom goes, that's great, baby. What do you eat for dinner? I'm like, I don't think you heard me right. I'm going to try out for the basketball. Like, I've never played before. She's like, that's great, baby. 2 hours of me looking like a baby deer. The ball's hitting me in the face. I'm tripping. I'm terrible. After the tryout, my boy goes, Cornell, did you make it? I said, where's the list? He goes, the varsity list is over there. So I go tripping over to the varsity list. I look, and I'm like, Cornell Thomas, Cornell Thomas. Is there two sides to this thing? Cornell Thomas. I got cut from varsity. And then my other friend goes, Cornell, there's another list. It's called junior varsity. It's down there, like a mile away. So I go walking over there, and there I am. And let's put this in perspective. There were 3 juniors that were regulated to junior varsity that year. Myself, another kid whose first sport was trumpet, and a hobbit. Like an actual hobbit. The kid was this big. I can put him in my pocket right now. I later found out they're called hobbits. He was a hobbit. No offense, I won't say his first name, but literally this big. Those are 3 juniors. And then see him. So the first game comes, I'm sitting down. The game is over, I'm still in the same space. And I said, I think I'm supposed to play. Like that, maybe something happened. Second game, same thing. Third game, same thing. Fourth game, same thing. And then I realized, I'm not playing as a junior on junior varsity on a bad junior varsity team. I really suck. And I started to have doubt. And if you are a human being, you are going to have doubt. If your dreams aren't big, you won't doubt anything. But if you're like most of the people in this room and you're getting after it, man, there's going to be times you're like, can I? And I will tell you this, and you have a piece of paper and a pen, write it down. If you don't, just fake it. I don't care, I'm not going to check. You can't let doubt stop your due. And I'm going to say that again. You cannot let doubt stop your due. Even baby steps are steps. It's when you stop and you become stagnant, that's when your dream goes further and further away. So even though I doubted myself, I just kept moving forward. Because I didn't tell you something. When my dad passed when I was 3 years old, he left my mom the task of raising 5 kids on her own with 0 money. I'm raising with my wife a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and every day I feel like I'm in a 15-round fight. My mom had 5, no money. But you know what? My mom was about solutions and not problems. She raised us when everything happens for a reason. My mom is a lion in every sense of the word. So I just kept working. I didn't complain to my coach. I didn't say my teammates weren't good enough. Back in the days, when you get an F on your paper, your mom slaps you. Now they slap the teacher. It's backwards. So my senior year comes, and guess what? I made varsity, because every senior makes varsity. And I didn't play, I'm admitted. We were 4-19. At the end of the year, the coach gives us the old big Newt Rockney speech, and he's going down the list. He's going, Kevin, Man, what a great shooter. You had an unbelievable season. Anthony, you're our best point guard. Cornell, you're going to be a great businessman. What in the hell are you talking about? I don't even like business, sir. And I put him on the chip that has been growing on my shoulder. And let me tell you something about the chip that is on your shoulder. It serves absolutely no one because it comes from a negative space. Stop trying to prove people wrong and start trying to prove yourself right. Write that stuff down. Stop trying to prove people wrong and start proving yourself right. What that means is, if you set the bar high enough, there's nothing that no one can say that's going to trump that. But if you're going after low-hanging fruit, someone's always going to overdo your goal and say, oh, why don't you do this? So after my senior year, I shared my dream with my mom. I said, Mom, I want to play in the NBA. And she said, that's great, baby. What do you want for dinner? I said, Mom, I want to play in the NBA, like the people on TV. I'm not trying to get my MBA. You might have got that mixed up. She goes, that's great, babe. What do you want for dinner? That's how much this woman believed in me. My mom saw me play this many times. The 2 games she was able to go to, I didn't play at all. I couldn't go to college because we didn't have the money. My mom said, Cornell, there's a tryout at Centenary College. It's 25 minutes away. Do you want me to take you? And I said to myself, absolutely not. Because my mom sees me play basketball, she's going to disown me. I suck that bad. She'll never feed me again. I'll end up in an orphanage. It's downward spiral for me. My mom takes me to this tryout for 2.5 hours. I'm terrible. The coach, under the kindness of his heart, meets with me and my mom. And he goes, Cornell, here's the deal. You can be on the team, like you can have a jersey, but you're probably never, ever, ever gonna play. Like ever. Like if everybody dies twice, maybe. But if they don't die twice, I don't think we have any minutes for it. And my limited mindset was like, yes, let's go, I'm a college jersey, woo! And I look to my right, and Tina Thomas, my mom is 5'2.25". She makes me say the quarter, she'll punch me in the face. I look to my right, and my mom is stone-faced. And I know that look, that means someone's gonna die. So I'm sitting there thinking, what did I do? My mom, there's 3 of us in this office. My mom raises her hand, and the coach was just as thrown off as me, and he's like, Miss Thomas? And my mom goes, Coach Gemma. Her neck went to the left. You have to know what my mom. If her neck goes to the left, everyone's dying in the room. If it goes to the right, you have like 30 seconds to run. It went hard left. Coach Gemma, how many players from Centenary College have gone to the NBA? I just start sinking in my chair. I'm like, you're blowing it. And Coach Gemma looked at my mom, and he looked at me like, did he turn into somebody else? Because I just saw him play for 2 hours, he sucks. Looks at my mom again, and he goes, Miss Thomas, none. And my mom goes like this. Oh, like, let's go, boo-boo. This school's not good enough for my baby. And we walk out. And while we're walking out, we get into the car. My mom's not saying a word to me. If you have not noticed already, me and my mom are super tight. Not saying a word. Not yelling, not saying we're disappointed, silence. And as we're driving home, I had this epiphany. My mom believes in me more than I believe in myself. Let me tell you something. If anybody believes in you more than you, whatever you want ain't happening. So from that day forth, I said to me, my purpose, my why is all screwed up. I want to get girls. I want to be famous. That's not going to get me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what would? Playing professional basketball so this woman who loves me so much never has to work another day in her life. When that changed, everything changed. I was never too sick to work out or too sore to work out. My freshman year, I went to a junior college, and for the first time ever, I was in the newspaper. Well, I don't know. It wasn't me, it was my boy, but I was behind him like this. I still cut it out for the refrigerator. But the second year, first team all conference, first team all regions, blah, 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 all these accolades, and everybody's saying, what happened? What happened? Oh, well, this is what happened. When you went to your junior prom, I watched the cars drive past me as I was shooting on the court until midnight. The same thing happened my senior year. When you were going to parties and getting your stomach pumped, I was outside on the court by myself, shooting for 7, 8 hours. There's another nugget for you to write down. You have to sacrifice what you like in order to get what you love. And I'm going to repeat it. You have to sacrifice what you like in order to get what you love. If you're not willing to sacrifice going out with your silly ass friends when you should be doing something towards your business or towards your life, you're not going to get what you want to get. It's common sense, but we're human. So you know what? We forget about common sense. Now, my story goes from there. I can sit here and I can tell you how hard I worked. I got a contract to play professional basketball in Europe. And how 168 hours before I was supposed to go, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. I'll tell you all about that. My story is not about basketball. It's about being raised by someone that never put the problem in front of the solution. My story is about my mom. I tell my mom every day, I'm going to tell her when I get off the stage right now, Mom, I talked about you for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. And she always says the same thing. Baby boy, stop talking about me. Because to her, it's normal. My normal is being in my hotel room at 3:45 a.m., so I'm still on Jersey time, and doing this exact speech. I've done this speech 100 times. In my car, not to freak you out, in the shower, everywhere. If you want to be a speaker, if you want to be anything of relevance, you have to work at it. When I hear the speakers come up and talk, I'm like, they're working at it. That's why they're good at what they do. I don't have a script. There's nothing written on me. My speech changes every time I come up and speak. You know why? Because I'm reading the audience. You guys just ate. I better bring this shit. Black people call it the itis. When you eat and get sleepy, I don't know what white people call it. But black people call it the itis. Y'all all had the itis before I came on stage. You walk in like, man, these tacos, damn, I hope he's good. Right? But I want to say something before I get off, and I want to talk to you guys that want to be speakers, and even you guys that don't want to be speakers, and just want to rock business, whatever. There's power in stories. You might not remember the words that I've said, but you're going to remember my story. You're going to remember me in 3rd grade having a crush on my teacher. Because at some point in time, you weirdos had a crush on your teacher. You're going to remember the 5'8" Korean guy that walked down in the woods and showed me how to shoot a basketball. The most important thing in speaking is to know that it's not about you. I don't care what anybody tells you. You can go guru, whatever, I don't care. It's not about you. Right? Tony Robbins endorsed my 3rd book. How? Because humans don't make me nervous. They don't. I don't care who you are. Everybody's like this. No one's above me, no one's below me. You have to think the same way. If someone asks you tomorrow, are you going to speak in front of 20,000 people? Chris was saying, that opportunity? Yes. Understand something. I went 5 months before I got paid anything. And I spoke everywhere. Drug awareness for Dare Kids, dance studio with people eating, 10 people eating while I was talking, eating food loud like cows, like there's a pasture. And my only goal was be so impactful they stop eating. Make them put that damn hoagie down. It wasn't make $1 million, monetize blah blah blah. No, it was put down that damn hoagie. I'm talking. That's it. Right? So understand this. Power in stories is not about you. It's okay to have that pit in your stomach. But don't look at the pit as nervousness. Look at it as excitement. I'm going to share one more story with you before they Apollo crane me off the stage. I heard this story and I thought it was beautiful. And I hope you remember it. Imagine right now, you're an astronaut. It's you and someone else. And you're flying to the moon. What's your first name over here? Rob. Me and Rob. Right? So me and Rob are flying to the moon. And right before me and Rob land, our ship starts to shake. And it crashes into the moon. We survive, but we only have 2 days left of oxygen. That's it. 2 days. We're going to die. There's no way, no matter what signal we put out there, can someone from the earth come and save us. Now imagine if you had a wish. What would that wish be? It wouldn't be Fortune 500 CEO. It wouldn't be a billionaire. It wouldn't be get me a Lamborghini. Your only wish would be, God, please help me get back to earth so I can hug and kiss my family. My only wish would be, God, please let me hug my children and kiss my wife one more time. Every day you wake up, you have that opportunity. My question to you is, what are you going to do? Thank you, guys.
Cornell Thomas, let's give it up. Give it up for one more time. So let's pause for a minute here. We're talking about great storytelling, right? And how to architect that and architect a great story. So Manny Wolf is going to come up here in a minute and teach you guys more about that, how to architect a great story. Have you ever told a story about your life and the person listening to it doesn't get it? Right? Yes, doesn't get it, doesn't get the point, right? Doesn't get the meaning of what you're saying. Well, that takes some time to develop, right? It's not, especially in what I do in the social media marketing world, everybody's saying, just tell your story. Well, one day I woke up and my dog was sick and I don't know, I had to go to the grocery store. That was my story, right? Not much happens from that until you go deeper into the moments in your life that really can affect people and can change people. Back in ancient Greece, back in theater, we had the morality play, right? The play, Grimm's fairy tales, right? Are stories that have a moral to them, right? Our whole culture is built around storytelling. So, if he's ready back there, he's ready. The person that put this whole event together, please get on your feet for a second. Just everybody stand up and give a round of applause to Mr. Manny Wolf.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I don't mind following Cornell at all. I'm just gonna. I feel like I need two of me out here after that. So, we'll wait on that. We'll wait on that. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but after watching my man speak, I'm moving to Jersey. I gotta be closer to that kind of energy.